Okay, we finally made it to the fights. This is, of course, always the best part of Black Clover. Now, the first fight really wasn't that interesting. It's the fight with Lilith. Everything about Nox is really the most interesting part about that fight, but I already talked about that in part 2, so you can go look in that if you want to see. The most interesting about the fight with Lilith was the fact that she made a giant fire and ice ball and then tried to blow up the entire capital with it. But then Asta turned his Demon Slayer sword into a giant fucking Demon Slayer sword, smacked it back at Lilith, and then chopped it to pieces. And of course, all that happened before he finally killed Lilith with the help of Nox. Okay, let's get to the real fights, and one of the best fights in all of Black Clover: Magna versus Dante. Okay, so there's a little bit of setup I gotta talk about before we get to the actual fight. Okay, first off, for a long time, Magna was just missing from the story, which can happen all the time in shonens at a certain point when the main characters become too powerful and then the weaker side characters usually just disappear. This happens in Dragon Ball, Naruto, it happens in shonen all the time. So there are people beginning to believe that this was probably what was going to happen to Magna for a while. No, Magna was actually training to find his own way of becoming stronger. So, apparently, the Heart Kingdom's mage system is a system from 9 to 0. 9 being the weakest and 0 being the strongest. To be able to even learn true magic, you have to become a stage 0, you actually have to be at least stage 3 at that point. Magna was stage 5, so he didn't actually have enough magic power to even learn true magic. He accepted this fact, and he moved on to find Zora. Because he realized that Zora uses trap magic that use symbols similar to the runes that people who use true magic use. And so Zora explained to him that since they have weaker magic, they're incapable of making powerful runes to increase their magic power, but they are able to make simple runes that are more complicated. And because they have less magic, they last longer. While they can't increase the power of their attacks, they can do odd and weird things that other magic can't do. So, Jack and Dante are fighting. Jack actually finally figured out how to get past Dante's body magic, and he's winning. That is until he goes 100% devil power. And then Dante starts beating down Jack pretty easily, and there's really no way he can win. So that's when Magna walks in. And he basically challenges Dante one-on-one. Dante starts laughing at him and then goes, yeah, no, I'm not going to waste my time with a weakling like you. Piss off. And then Magna says, okay, fine, I'll kick your ass easily. And he throws a fireball at him, and Dante's like, really? That was it? Okay. But now you can leave, and poof, half his power just disappears. And Dante's like, what? What happened? Why am I no longer 100%? What did you do to me? And it appears that the magic that Magna was working on was this soul link chain thing that he invented, where through his fire magic, he creates a fire chain that connects from his soul to his opponent's soul, where they basically split their magic equally between the two of them. And then they basically have a fucking knife-edge death match a full-on street fight with each other to see who wins. And this is one of the coolest fucking fights ever, because it is just two men beating the shit out of each other, standing in the middle of the ring, just beating the shit out of each other, where Magna creates brass knuckles out of fire magic and starts pounding on Dante, while Dante is using his gravity magic to his boxing that he does. Now, Magna is getting the shit beat out of him. His just blood is just gushing everywhere as Dante's pounding on him. And Magna is doing less damage to Dante because every time he does damage to him, his body magic just regenerates him. So Dante's having fun, just pounding away at Magna, and Magna's going bad shit crazy, hitting him back, and it just looks like and then Dante starts to mock him, saying, I can regenerate, I can going and going and going, while you're just being slowly torn down. It doesn't matter if we have equal magic. My magic's still superior. And so you actually get to see the mindset of Magna and how he has kind of an inferiority complex when it comes to Asta and Luck, because just like them, they're all commoners who basically who started out from nothing. But the thing is, Asta is constantly getting stronger through training and also his anti-magic, and Luck is just a fucking prodigy with almost unlimited amounts of magic power. But none of that matters, because in the end, he will win, he will be the best in his eyes, because he has something that no one else has, and that's guts. Even if someone else does have guts, in a fight of guts, he will always win out. He will continue to fight on and fight on and fight on. It doesn't matter if his opponent is immortal, it doesn't matter if his opponent can regenerate every wound, it doesn't matter if he's beaten down to the bloody pulp where he's got one eye basically beaten shut. He will continue to fight on until he wins. And he does that brilliantly. Like, as a close quarters fighter, Magna is probably the best. The way he's able to weave and dodge attacks from Dante, while Dante is increasing both his strength and speed of his punches with gravity magic, is amazing. Like, he's able to get out of the way, he's able to counterattack, punch. Like, Dante is basically ignoring ignoring the fact that he basically gets like one hit in for every time Magna gets in like 5 because he has a regeneration ability, so he doesn't really care if he gets hit over and over again. But seriously, Magna is an amazing close quarters fighter. This was probably the most brilliant way for him to fight. So we get to a point where Magna actually dodges a really powerful attack from Dante and punches him square in the face, and he gets knocked on the fucking ground and actually bounces back up. That's when Dante gets. This is when Dante actually begins to lose it. He goes from having fun to just getting pissed off, where he's like, "How dare you punch me in my face? How dare you put my back on the ground?" And he forms a sword out of the stones from the ground. And that's now his weapon, where he tries to then cut Magna apart with it. Magna, of course, is able to dodge and break it. So they just go back to just beating on each other. But this time, Dante is actually serious and is actually desperate to just basically kill Magna, take back the humiliation he just took just then. And this, of course, is the decision that leads to his downfall, because since he's so desperate to now kill Magna in rage, he's just burning through all of their magic. and just in an instant, he just out of his devil form in an instant. It just disappears. And he's like, what? Why can't I feel my connection to Lucifero anymore? What's going on? And man is like, I guess you've never experienced this before since you have so much magic. But you're out of magic. You just use it all up. But don't worry, I'm out of magic too. So let's just end this fight with our fists. And in 2 fucking punches, Magna knocks Dante the fuck out. It isn't even that hard. Like, Magna is currently bloodied and beaten. And Dante's perfectly fine because he has regeneration abilities with his magic, and so he's unscathed. When it comes to just pure brute strength, I think there's a commoner who works out. He works out even with Asta and luck. So Dante, on the other hand, relies solely on his magic. So he might look buff, but he's actually pretty much he's a weakling, and Magna just beats the shit out of him when they're out of magic instantly. It's not even a fight. It's just 1-2 knockout, easy on Magna's part. And then we have the best panel of not just the arc, the entire series, where Magna screams his victory to the heavens. It is the most beautiful scene ever. You can see everything that he's feeling in this panel: joy, happiness, the relief that he can finally get rid of the frustration of always feeling weaker than everyone else. Just all of that gone, and is just washed away with his victory. I was able to prove not just to the world but to himself he is a valued member of the crew. That he belongs as a Black Bull. This panel is fucking amazing. I love this fight. I love this panel. God, this happened. And so, that's when Asta and Luck show up. They're just stunned that Magna was able to kick Dante's ass all on his own. They're celebrating him. Luck is now super excited to fight Magna again. Just he wants to go one-on-one with them properly. And they're all celebrating. They're all walking away. But Jack decides to stay behind because he realizes that Dante is not dead yet. And his magic is actually going out of control, and his body magic is going out of control. And he's basically turning into a grotesque monster. And so while they're gone, Jack just stands there and goes, "No, I'm not going to let you take this win away from the kid. He earned it." And Jack, of course, fucking kills Dante. Off screen, of course, but still. The fact that Jack is an honorable man, surprisingly enough. He's kind of a psychopath, but he is an honorable man. He's like, no, you're not taking away this kid's victory. He beat you, you lost, accept it. Okay, so we're going from the best panel of all of Black Clover to the best fight of all of Black Clover, which is Noelle versus Vanica and Magicula. This fight is my favorite. It is fucking the best. Okay, before I can talk about this fight, I gotta do a little setup work. So, starting with Charlotte and Rill. So, Charlotte obviously got training from the Heart Kingdom in True Magic, so she now has True Fire Magic. But she left early so she can focus on mastering her curse. So now she has mastery of her blue and red roses, and basically can counter curses. Rill also went to the Heart Kingdom to learn True Magic, so now he knows True Paint Magic, but he also left early after learning how to use runes to learn to finally figure out his masterpiece. Now he got close when he was fighting against but he still wasn't able to figure it out. But he finally did it. He finally figured out his masterpiece, which is Valhalla, which is this ultimate support spell, which basically creates a giant tapestry of Valkyries and such, which the Valkyries fight for you as an army, but also, as long as you're within Valhalla, basically all your stats are increased and all your wounds are healed, even if they're fatal. The thing is that when Valhalla disappears, your wounds return and you die. And finally, Gaja and Noelle also, of course, learned how to use true magic in the Heart Kingdom, but after the defeat by Vanica originally, they both got saved by the elves and got training in ultimate magic by the Dryad. So now he can use ultimate lightning magic, and Noelle can use ultimate water magic. But Noelle also apparently has an affinity with Undine, the water spirit, and so she now, through a mutual understanding with each other, decided to fuse with Undine to learn Spirit Dive. The reason why they're doing this is because, just like arcane magic, spirit magic can kill supreme devils and higher up devils. The reason why Lilith never used this to kill Vanica or anyone, because Lilith is a pacifist. She didn't have it in her to do it. So, but Noelle is a proud warrior. Okay, that's all the background information that is necessary. Let's get started. Thanks to her blue and red roses, Charlotte is able to block Vanica's curse magic, but at 100% devil power, her blood magic is still all she needs, and she's just ripping them apart. She also cursed Lilith already to basically be a doll, a weaponized doll, who attacks them. And because Lilith is already massively powerful, the curse just makes it even more powerful. So she does this giant water attack that just basically crushes everything. Brill tries to block it with a earth golem, but it doesn't really work. So they get smashed. Brill tries to wake Lilith up and says, "I'm going to save you." When blood spikes sliced right into her body, pinning her in the sky, she says, "Hey, you all just enjoy the fight. This is why you're going to die." And right before she and Lilith just kill Charlotte, that's when Noelle and Gaja block both of their attacks. And Noelle screams, "I'm here, Vanica." And Vanica gets a massive ecstasy across her face. So Vanica's like, "Noelle, did you get stronger? I got stronger. Can you now keep up with me? Can we have fun together? Oh, please, oh, please." Yeah, she's going nuts. And Noelle's like, "I'm going to kill you. Just straight, I'm going to kill you. And how dare you do what you did to Lilith? I'm going to save her." Vanica's like, "No, all I did was teach her how to have a good time." And Lilith is off, basically still being mind-controlled, fighting against Gajin. Lilith is having so much fun. Now you and I should have fun. Attack me, attack me, attack me. Yeah, so Vanica attacked Noelle head-on with her blood magic, just skeering her from all directions. But in the process, Noelle starts, she activates her Spirit Dive, her Valkyrie armor. And it is gorgeous. Like, when I first saw this, I was like, damn. Like, that's probably the best Noelle's ever looked in the series. And what happens next isn't even considered a fight, because it's over in a minute. It is a massacre done by Noelle. So Vanica starts out by attacking her with a pack of red beasts, and originally, Noelle couldn't even beat one red beast with 60% power, but at 100% power, Noelle is able to just shred through 6 of them like they were nothing. This power increase is absurd. Noelle's speed and flexibility in this state is amazing. She's able to dodge with just the slightest of movement and just bending her body in certain ways. And even though Vanica is missing every attack, she's getting more and more excited. Like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for this whole time. In her ecstasy, Vanica remembers her fight with Noelle's mother and how she was beating her down so easily. That is until she took Noelle and Naza hostage. And that's when Noelle's mother's instincts kicked in, and she just stabs Vanica through, and of course that's where she gets cursed and later dies. But the excitement is so great that Vanica, when she falls back into reality, she's basically having the exact same fight she had with Noelle's mother, Noelle, right now. And this just excites her. She's like, "Come on, this is what I've been waiting for. Let's continue what we left off." She attacks Noelle with another red beast, and Noelle counters with a Sea Dragon's Roar again. But this time, the Sea Dragon's Roar destroys the red beast. And this Sea Dragon's Roar is fucking badass looking. It looks like not just a sea dragon like the other one. This looks like an actual, a dragon god. And that's when Vanica realizes she's fucked, because her eyes like, what? And in an instant, Noelle just stabs her through the stomach and just takes her down with one blow. Noelle has been compared to a sea goddess multiple times, but this, with her Valkyrie armor, with her Sea Dragon's Roar, just looking like an actual dragon god. This is her truly as a sea goddess. Like, this is insane. I never thought Noelle would have this level of power. I knew when I first started Black Clover, I knew Asta would go on to be something special, but I never thought Noelle would be this amazing of a character. This right here, when so many people decided Noelle was their favorite character, and I completely understand that. Asta's still my favorite character, but this jumped Noelle up to my second favorite easily. This was fucking fantastic. It ain't over yet, because this is where Vanica basically goes insane and starts just shooting her blood blades everywhere, just scattering them in all directions, coming out of the ground, the sky, left, right. It basically encircling Noelle. But because, like I said before, but because of her speed and flexibility, she's able to dodge like everything with easy grace and beauty. It's just easy, simple for her. Kicks Vanica straight up through the face. But it doesn't just end with a kick. No. We get probably the greatest panel of Noelle ever, where she does a counter, which is just her just slashing Vanica up and down, left and right completely. It is the panel just straight across of just Vanica being shredded by Noelle. All you see is Noelle slashing her sword and Vanica's armor just being ripped apart piece by piece as she's like de-devilified. Until she smashes Vanica straight into the fucking ground and points the sword straight to her throat and said, "You've lost." Vanica is so happy about Noelle becoming this powerful, and she declares that this must be friendship, and that now Vanica will go off and become stronger than Noelle, and they'll fight again. They'll keep going until finally they see what their limit is. And Noelle's like, "No, we're not friends. I'm not playing a game with you. I'm going to kill you now." And she's about to do the final blow when the Magicula takes over. Now, this is the longest video I've ever had, so I'm going to stop here. I'll start the next part with Magicula fight. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, give some thumbs up. Thank you, and have a great day.